All right, you guys, we're finally live. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine. We are a national publication and we are everywhere. And we're so excited about our interview tonight with Ms. Renee. We're going to allow her to introduce herself. I'm so excited about this interview. She is finally, I have someone out of Oklahoma. It's usually out of the state, but someone in a business owner, Black woman. It's Black History Month and she's doing her thing. So, Miss Renee, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Hi, everybody. My name is Renee Bramlett. I am the CEO and founder of the Shade Room Eyewear here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I am your local optician advocate for vision and disparities in those with vision and
Well, you know what? I am so excited about this, you guys. She did run a ad in the magazine. It came out so wonderful. I was just worried about that ad because we had to go back and forth, but it turned out beautiful. We love the ad and we appreciate you for everything that you do. Let's talk about you and let's just go all the way back and just think about growing up and what your plans were. Did you always want to be an entrepreneur? Did you know you were going to do this? Let's talk about it.
well, growing up, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And growing up, I always knew entrepreneurship was in my lane. I grew up selling peanuts on the corner with my mother, Jenny Bramlett, in which we also have a signature line, which is called the J. May collection. She was a fancy of readers, but selling those peanuts on the corner to always operating beside my mom. She was a independent hairstylist, as cosmetology was her background. But in that whole building, we had a game room, candy store, a salon, and a tow truck company. So she was always a multitaskable woman who shared the vision amongst her family, which kept each and every one of them employed as well. And she also was into real estate. So she had businesses, buildings, and then they had businesses under them. So in that lane, she taught me a lot how to handle the business. So I just knew that it was in the lane for me.
Right. So
Yeah.
and it sounded like that, like it was just going to be
I
that was
grew
going
up
to
in
be,
it.
yeah, what was going to happen. And I think that I kudos to your mother for that because I think that we all would love to see our children become their own, to become business owners, to be their own boss, to run their show the way they want to
Yeah.
run it. And so it's just a matter of setting that in front of them, and hopefully they grasp a hold of that, something that you did do. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. Tell us. So you came to Tulsa, Oklahoma when?
In 1999, I came to Tulsa, Oklahoma, um, and I stayed until 2004. Well, in 1999, I first was diagnosed with disease glaucoma. My eyes used to be like very crossed. And so when I got, I knew the first, like people go fix their body. I was worried about fixing my eyes. And that's when I got that one, one diagnosis. It just, it sent me in a whirlwind to know that this is a disease that does not stop progression. Blindness could happen at any time. So I knew at that point I needed to go home, be where my mom was.
Right.
But in that time from 2004 to 2009, things shifted for me to Oklahoma. And so I did. And at that point in time, I started another small business. I was calling it New Celebrity Impressions, but I also had that little clause in there, the shade room. And people would always ask me, why you wear those sunglasses or why do you wear those eyewear? At first, I was ashamed to tell them because I wanted to make sure that um, I didn't look the same to people. So I would hide behind these glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So it became more deep in a personal story for me.
Right.
But as you sit around and watch how things start to unfold and meet individuals who look like me
Mm-hmm.
and have the same things going on as me, going in and out of the doctor's office, I then at that point said that this is a way to turn it around and help individuals like me. So
Right.
that's kind of where that started and my journey back to Oklahoma and all the builder programs. I met Lady Kathleen, and that day from the Idea Challenge struck a fire in me. And one of the ladies doing the Idea Challenge asked me, she said, "Why do you have that light up pen?" I said, "Because I can't see very well." She said, "I wouldn't have never known that looking at you." I said, "Oh, not all wounds are visual."
Right.
And that too was another stepping stone to say that you have to do something. Then it became a gentleman in the room. He said, "Can I see your pen?" At the Idea Challenge. I said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "What kind of glasses is that you got on?" I see something color in them. I said, "It's blue light section." Like the screen I'm talking to you on now has blue light. So
Right.
everything around me is protected.
Right.
And um, he said, "What is your Idea Challenge?" I said, "Well, it's the Shade Room Eyewear. I want to talk about prevention and protection against
Wow.
common eye diseases." That was the first time I really spoke it. And
Wow.
that's a year ago
Yeah, and you
now.
know what? People don't even talk about that. They don't even talk about, like, you don't hear a lot of people talking about glaucoma in their eyes, and people, particularly with diabetes, could, that's one of the issues that could happen is their eyesight, and people just don't talk about that. So I'm glad that you are putting that out in the forefront for people, especially people of color. Like, we need to know about that. So once you came back, you got
It
it.
resonates.
Go ahead.
I say it resonates in over 20 million Black, African American, and Latino community.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
That community is actually being unspoken of, and that's still a large portion.
right. So you came back to Tulsa, you started talking about the shade room, didn't have a storefront or anything. What were you doing? Like, what sparked you? What was that moment you was like, you know what? I'm gonna start my business. This is what I'm about to do, and I'm gonna make this thing work. What was that thing that said, this is what I'm doing? This is what I'm gonna do?
My last visit to the doctor, Dr. Brian Williams, I went to my appointment, and that particular day I was getting ready to have a surgery with him and Dr. Sarkissian, which I have what we call a plastic tube in my eye to release pressure.
Uh-huh.
And as I was getting ready to lay back for the surgery, I told Dr. Brian Williams, there's got to be a way for me to open the doors for individuals so that they can come and see you like me. I appreciate everything that you've done for me to allow me to see the beauty in this world.
Right.
And I want to open my business, call it the Shade Room Eyewear. And he said, "You can, and I support you." And every step of the way, he's been supporting me. And not only that, but my trainer, because vision has to connect with your health as well.
Yes.
So over the time, um, I've been working out with Robert L. Caddy of Tulsa. He's a health and wellness motivational speaker and instructor, a life coach is what I call him. But at that point in time, in the midst of that, being almost 458 pounds was my highest weight. Through the trainer
Wow.
and the doctors, I was able to get a hold to my life and better the vision that way.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
that one thing told me that, vision matters more ways than one
Yeah.
in its time. And a lot of people knew me from just popping up on the corner. I was doing it, but I just wasn't saying what it was. I would get my tent, I would pull up. And I remember one day, the radio personality, Bobby Eaton, pulled
Mm-hmm.
up on me. He said, "Do you got a license?" I said, "Yeah," because I knew that from, in Chicago, I had
Right.
everything together. And I pulled it out and showed it to him because I didn't know if he was the police or what he was doing.
Right. Right.
I was letting him know, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm out here and I'm legal with
Right.
Eagle, okay?"
Right.
And I would
Got
do
your
some of
stuff
the biggest
together.
events. And people, they just knew me from selling the stylish eyewear. The eyewear speaks, and it started to speak in 2023.
Wow. So, you started out just popping like pop-up shops in the tent where, had your little tent, had your glasses. At
In
what
my tent, out my trunk, in the salon, I was just everywhere.
That's right. That well, that's dedication. That is dedication. But
Yeah.
that's how I think that you progress. It's a part of being committed because without the commitment and the consistency, then you don't get to the levels that you've gotten to. And we're going to talk about that as well. So, from you went from the corners to the tents to the shops to wherever you could to make this thing happen. Tell me how important networking is to someone that's trying to build a business.
Well, for one, you have to be fearless. If you know what you're going after, know your product, know the know the networking area that you're in, meet people. You can't just think you're going to start a business and don't connect with someone. You have to network and then learn what your community of people are. What's your target point? You know, how you're going to start. But first thing I tell anybody is the same thing that I did. Write the vision, make it plain.
Mm,
Habakkuk 2:2 was one of the scriptures that just rolled on me. It rolled on me. And
mhm.
just that at the time we're going, I would make little notes. Um, and if you want to start a business, you have to do something that you love
Yes,
because it makes it easy.
yes.
You just can't say, hey, I want to sell. I mean, but heck, because I done sold peanuts. I was angry, but I sold peanuts with mama. You know, I've done it, done some other things, sold some clothes, you know, and I was like, I got to get out this business because her pants is she want them smaller and her top is bigger. You can't break up a two-piece outfit.
Right.
So find something that you love. And if you love it, it's easy to do.
Yes.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. Someone was saying about I was talking to them about their business, and they said they did a lot of other things, and those other things became like having to go to work, like it became a job. But what he stepped into was something that he totally loved, that like he felt like he couldn't live without. It wasn't like I gotta go punch a clock. It was something that he loved to do, and it grew out of control. And I think that's the message that we want to send out. If it's got to be something that you absolutely love and commit your whole heart, your whole being to,
Yeah.
in order for it to be successful, because you, if it's not, if you don't like, if you don't love it, then
Mhm.
eventually you'll do that for a while and it'll be gone. It won't work.
Yeah.
It won't work.
You'll be changing just like you change your clothes. You'll just keep on. But in the midst of this, I was retail until I decided to open up. And it's hard to tell people the secret things about you. They
Yes,
don't know that you're going blind. They don't know that you can't see them the same you did yesterday.
that's
You
right.
know, in the community of individuals with vision disparities, my heart is heavy because, yeah, again, it's something not commonly talked about in
Mm,
households. I mean, I was a baby and my mom didn't even know that I had it. So early detection is so important to me. So
right.
I'm always saying, hey, I'm real nervous, with people wearing glasses. And I ask them all the time. I got a couple of interviews. I don't care if I was in Vegas and I passed somebody by with glasses on. And I was like, hey, my name is Rene. I'm from the Shade Room
Right.
Eyewear. I just want to speak with you. Can you tell me why you wear your glasses?
I
And
love
they
the elevator pitch. Love it.
Yeah, and they would tell me, hey, I wear them because I have bulging eyes. Can you tell me what their life is like living in that? I'm a glaucoma patient. And they said, what is glaucoma? Well, it's a silent blinding disease. Don't know when it's going to take up control. But right now, I want to talk and speak eyes with you. How are you feeling today? What can I say to encourage you today? Things like that. And I was on the streets of Las Vegas when I began to do that. And I said, when I get back to Tulsa, this is what I'm going
Yeah, it's
to do.
very strategic. Yeah, you have to. You can't be afraid to talk to people about your business. You can't be timid about it, and it's not going to come to you. You got to hit the pavement. Got to hit the
Mm-hmm.
pavement. So speaking of hitting the pavement and all that you've done, you have opened a storefront. Kudos to you for doing that. I
Yeah.
am so excited for you. Let's talk about that.
So the storefront came out of, again, like you said, connecting. So there was a young lady, her name was Dewaywa, and then there was another young lady, I can't really like say her, I always call her Shay. but she has Ofa Day cookies. And one winter 22, they had their pop-up. And it was done by the Downtown Tulsa Partners, and they invited me. She was like, I really love what you do. You just talk to anybody about them eyewear. I was like, yeah, I do, you know. I said, but it's deeper than that. And she was like, well, girl, I just love what you do. You got some nice sunglasses. Oh, okay. And I popped up there with them in the cold, and they was like, you cold? I said, no, I'm from Chicago. This is cool with me.
Right.
We outside. And then that following year, there was a referral from a young lady, referred me to Fifth and Fab, the owners of Fifth and Fab, Jericho Worthing. I was told refer me to Lisa J at Fifth and Fab, where my products was featured while I was in the program of Ideal Challenge. And at that point, that's when my writing in my book got a little more heavy.
Wow.
Knew at that point it's time. And so I was able to say to people, you know,
Right.
Vision my Fifth and Fab, which was one part of that same program that came around,
Mm-hmm.
the Downtown Tulsa Partners.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a call asking me, is this the owner? I said, yes, it is. So we would like for you to come and be a part. You can do the application. And I was like, what? And
Oh,
that was big for me. And it's so crazy because I talk about Right the Vision. I
yeah.
had been to the box yard 2 months prior to that, trying to see how I can open me a brick and mortar
Yeah.
and what the experience would be like for me.
And so what happened?
Praises be to God. The door was open and no charge for me,
Whew,
November 27th.
that's
And I'm
huge.
trying to tell you that with funding,
Whoa,
also gave me funding. And I was like, okay, God, that's another stepping stone. You did it. Because without him, we can't do nothing.
we can't do
And
nothing.
right after I
Yeah.
was off the space to stay.
Listen, that
And
doesn't
so
happen every day for people. It does not happen. And it has to be the power of prayer and being obedient to God. And when you do that,
but
God,
you have to give. Yes. But you have to be a giver too.
you have to give of your, and
People,
it, I mean,
you
you
get
have to
your
give of
business.
yourself, your time. Give, it's all about giving back. It's not about receiving all the time because when you give, and the Bible talks
Yeah.
about that, you'll get that
Mhm.
back tenfold. You'll get it back
Come
tenfold.
on. Come on. And
Yeah.
you can tide your way out too. You know,
Yeah.
you want doors to open, you have to obey the laws, you know. Like you said, giving it be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken down,
Phew.
causes men to give. And that space was given to me. The storefront was given to me. Grant money was given to me. Um, I really didn't have to do nothing but keep showing up. But then also you have to know the power of your prayer and your faith.
Yeah.
Faith work it all things.
Yeah.
And
You
you
have
have to know that.
just a mustard seed of faith, and he comes through.
Come on.
Nothing is too big for him, like nothing.
No.
So I have, so like, don't, I would also say, don't limit yourself because you're like, oh God, I just want this, but God got something greater. He said, I want you to have life and have it more abundantly. So he wants to give it
Yeah.
to you,
Because
but we have to
I
be obedient.
really I really saw that thing like this small, like, oh, things are happening, but they really are much bigger
Yes,
than what I've seen and
yes.
that are coming my way, you
Whew.
know.
Well,
I
I
was
heard, go ahead.
bold bold enough to step into an engineer's meeting because I told myself, I say, you know, again, vision matters more ways than one. Being an optician advocate, you know, if you think about the eye doctor, the optician is the first person you see. Then
Yep,
they're the last
yep.
person you see. The difference between the optician in the doctor's office is that I'm that girl gonna stay with you. We got the particular frames or and lens that makes you comfortable through specialized lens care. I remember reaching out to labs and they were all just in North Carolina. I was shipping glasses off, waiting to, you know, getting people were patient with it. But I'm telling you, when you talk about the power of prayer, my lab is within 30-minute drive for me. Turnaround time is 3 days now.
Come
And
on,
I spoke with
sister.
contractors because we have what we call lens protective frames for engineers to keep their prescriptions versus wearing two pair of glasses. Have the blindfold put into your safety eyewear where you
Right.
can work your job comfortably. And then when you take your safety gear off, you can live that natural life and put your eyewear back on instead of feeling like you in a mixed battle between how I'm going to protect my eyes and perform my job.
Right.
There are ways, and it's so many ways. That's why I say vision matters more ways than one. There are ways that we can help more people. And as an optician, the door, the option, the opportunity, being an optician, and can I say uncertified optician, because this thing was given to you. See, gifts don't come, just they come from above. So what I got, God gave this to me. This is my lane. This is where I belong.
Yeah.
This is to serve his people through vision. You have to have, if you do not have a vision, ask God to, show you what you need to be doing. See, now it's not without a thought anymore. I know this is what I'm called to do. Some people, we get in a position and be thinking, oh, I'm called to do that.
Right.
But yeah, I can sing, I can dance. That's something I love to do, but this is what I'm called to do.
Right. What's your
And
calling? Yes.
we're
And
gonna make sure that
go ahead.
everybody gets their opportunity to
Right.
perfect it,
Right.
no matter what it is.
Yeah. And I believe that wholeheartedly that when you tap into your higher power, whatever that looks like for you, and you listen,
Mm-hmm.
not always go talking and asking, but listen for him, he'll show you what your calling is. And then when you step into that, you'll know, like that Renee, you
Yes.
know that that's your calling. And another thing
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about is that, first of all, I want to say hey to everybody that's out there on the chat that's watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is very important. It is Black History Month. We have a Black entrepreneur on this line who just opened a storefront in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So many times, so often, we take our vision for granted, and we
Yes.
have someone right up the street from us in Bartlesville, in Tulsa, that can help you with some things, even if it's just you just have readers, whatever it might be. You guys go check out Miss Renee in her storefront and let her see if there's something she can do to help you. Let's support our sister in her storefront and in her business. And not only are we helping her,
Mhm.
but she can help you. So go ahead and let's talk about what you actually have in the store, the different, and you had on some lenses earlier that were really classy, like they were really classy, a classy look, but it was to protect the eye. Let's
Yeah,
talk
these
about
are
those.
what we call glare protectors. And a lot of people see these as a fashion statement, but they're actually safety eyewear. So you can actually, if you're working in an airport, if you're working in the industry where you're working on the assembly line and you have to have protective gear, you can actually do this in style and in colors. So it has a lucid glare color on there that helps with the glare of light. What that does is to dim back so that way your eyes are comfortable in visualing whatever objects that you're dealing with. And you can also wear them, bikers wear them. I mean,
Mhm.
they are good for protecting of the eyes. So
So,
yeah. But I
so
also was going
oh,
to
go ahead.
mention if you're in Bartlesville, no matter where you are, you can schedule a mobile appointment with me. I started out calling it the mobile eyewear store because all I had was a roller bag, 180 different styles, saying that this was luxury and call me. I was gonna pull up on you. I've met people Panera Bread on their lunch break at the Lifetime Gym.
You for real. You for real about this thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I knew at that point, this matters more ways than one. I have a salon stylist, Tanya Ball. She would let me come into the shop and at her station. Wasn't even her, she had a shop, but wasn't even her shop, at level 7 shop, and set up a station on side of her station.
Uh-huh.
So that I could speak eyes with anybody. And
Well,
when I tell you,
we have a
when I tell
couple events coming up in Bartlesville you might want to come and be a part of and set up for these
you,
people
drop it on me.
because
We need to do pre-testing out there. We have
see,
telehealth services to help renew your prescription.
we need to
So
talk after
say
this. Let's talk
yes.
after this. Yeah, yeah.
So
Because
we,
I think it's
we want,
important. I think that even like I said, we take it for granted, our eyesight, and it's a part of our health. And we got to always stay on top of that. People with diabetes and the other underlying issues, you never know. So a free testing, you got to come to Rise Queen to get y'all's free testing in Bartlesville in June, y'all. So anyway, so if I walk into your storefront today and I said, hey, I want to see what's going on with my eyes, see what is the process from the moment I walk in till through the end of the process?
so basically, if you come in and tell me that you want to see if you be early detected to screen to see if you have any issues with your eyes, I then at that time give you a referral card where you can contact eye care associates and book an appointment for early detection screening.
Wow.
Simple.
And so then
Mhm.
whenever not only do you have like readers glasses and you have whatever they need, but do you also just have fashion where like you just have the fashion glasses that people
Oh,
just
all of the
wear?
eyewear are luxury. All of the eyewear are luxury.
Go
See,
girl.
the thing about it, limits off. So when you go into your regular eye doctor, a lot of people say, I chose this just because that's what they had. I want the customer to speak to me. Say, Miss Renee, I saw this style of frame. I just don't know. But I'm open to even if you bought a pair of 5.99 sunglasses and you want your vision to be right in them, bring them. Your frame fitting fee, add those prescriptions to your specialized frame that makes you happy, that builds your self-confidence, to inspire you to be the best you so that you can have a vision forward in your life. That's my goal. If you don't take my frame, if you bought a frame, sis, I'm here to help you. We taking the limits off. And then you don't have to worry about it. We take insurance too. We're national network providers. We're in the system. If you have United Healthcare, Spectera, March, we're in the system. We also do what we call filing claims for those who have VSP, IMED, Davidson, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and you name it, you claim it, your girl name is on it. We are doing it. And see, that's nothing but the Father help me with, because I didn't know which way to go, but he'll direct your path.
The
All you
director.
have to do is be faithful to that call that you want, that you know you're called to do. And
Absolutely.
outside of that, the luxury frames that are chosen, in the eyewear industry, a lot of people say, well, I can just get these one pair of glasses and then next year, no. We work with a program called Anagram. Anagram allows you to receive what's in your bucket back to you. So we help our individual customers at the Shade Room to help file their claims so they can get their money back. And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna start to build their horizon because now eyewear is just like a piece of fashion, baby. It's part of your outfit. So I got my gray pair, my green pair, you know, and Miss
Love
Renee
it.
done put my
I love
lens
it.
thing. Oh, now I'm living my best life without limits. I'm taking the limits off.
Absolutely. I love it. Miss Renee, listen, we wish you nothing but success and blessings over your business and continued success because you've come a long way just from selling peanuts in Chicago with your mom all the way up to what you're doing now. And that speaks volumes of your commitment and you're wanting to is you're doing something that helps people. You're resolving an issue, right? Somebody has an issue, you're fixing it for them. And that's what it's about, right? And you're a woman of color, and that's important to us because you know us, you know what we need. So tell the people where they can find you in Tulsa.
You can find me at 502 East on 3rd Street, Box 4, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Boxyard community, right on the corner of 3rd and Frankfurt, but that's west of the historical Greenwood Avenue.
Thank you. And do you have a
We're
website
right serving that community.
or social media sites that they can follow?
All of the DA Shade Room Eyewear. You can search any social media platform. And right now, as we speak, theshaderoom.com is being updated so that if you saw a pair online, you can upload your prescription, you can upload your vision insurance card. I'll send your prescription to script at theshaderoom.com. If you just want to send me a general email, you can email me at info@theshaderoom.com.
Amazing. Again, God bless your business and all that you do and all that you're going to do. He has a lot more for you. Stay consistent, but stay obedient to God and you'll go far. Thank you for being here
Mhm.
at the Black Link Magazine. We're excited. Again, thank you for advertising with us. It means everything. We appreciate your time. And we are going to talk about you coming to our events down here so that you can help some of our people here that maybe can't get to Tulsa but want to support you. Okay.
That's what the mobile eye business is for. I
All
want to reach
right.
those that can't be reached by me. If it takes me to get to them. And also I have a direct 610 Impress. That number is 610-467-7377. Stay impressive with the look that you want to have. That's 610 Impress. You can't forget it.
All right, you guys, the Shade Room, Miss Renee. Thank you guys for tuning in. We do appreciate everybody that stopped by. It means a lot. Go ahead and hit that like. Share this video out for people to hear about her shade. Listen, I don't care what state, city, country you in. You can get shades from the Shade Room. You can get your eyewear online. So go follow Miss Renee. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. God bless.